Hi everyone, we're back and today it is windy outside, so you're going to have to put up with the roller shutters crashing and banging in the wind because it's a windy day. Why does weather need a name? Now it's called Storm Dickweed or Dumbledore or something like that, and it's rattling the shutters. So we'll crack on, but apologies for the noise. That's all the preparation done. The aftmost repair section for the crossmember is ready to go in. The underlying metal's all been dressed back with a belt sander. That's all clean. The patch is quite a long thing, but it spans one side to the other and it fits very nicely indeed when it doesn't fall off. And I have a bit of a rant because I love to watch car SOS. And I know it's very formulaic, and you know what we're picking up today, fuzz bottom, it's a 1972 Wartburg, what a terrible car, rotten, we'll never fix it, won't start at 3 in the morning. We know how it goes. But I like to watch it. But one thing I don't like to see is that they're very often, well, thin panels on cars with what can only be described as an elephant gun of a MIG torch. I mean, you're talking about torches you'd use to build a battleship. And when I'm doing thin stuff, I use this one, which is a little narrow, very fine torch, 0.8mm wire. It'll fit into anywhere. You can turn the set right down so it's just putting tiny spots of weld on, which means you're not spending a fortune on abrasives to grind it back off again. You're not getting massive panel distortion, and that is perfect for thin stuff. Just saying. Oh, and one more thing. When I've been watching car SOS, they'll put a panel in position and fasten it on with a roofing screw. For goodness sake, Fuzz, if you're watching, give me a ring and I'll send you some skin pins. Stop it with the roofing screws, please. It sets my teeth on edge. Ta-da! Excellent. That's not going anywhere. Got to get out of here now. You can probably guess I was runner-up in the limbo competition. Oh, that's uncomfortable. Years ago when I was young and dashing and exciting and I used to fly my own helicopter everywhere, I had to get a flying medical, and the doctor pulled and pushed and said, "You're not very bendy, are you?" And I said, "No, I'm not, I never have been." And he said, "Well, I'm not sure about this because it might impair your ability to escape a burning aircraft." And I said, "You put me in a burning aircraft and see how bendy I get." And he signed off on the medical. Today we're going to try and get this crossmember repair finished. This part is in. It's welded all the way down the back with a set of plug welds. They are in a 1/2 inch staggered pitch, so you've got an inch between welds, and then you've got an inch between welds in the second pitch, but it's offset a 1/2 inch. The holes are 332s, no they're not. The holes are 532s, 5/32 of an inch. No clue what that is in Napoleon units. And it's welded, plug welded that way onto the existing steel crossmember. And that is very solid now. It didn't warp, it didn't distort at all. I took it gradually, just a few holes and then a few holes, let the heat keep coming out. Started one and finished the other, because you don't want to start here and then go and do some over there and then it moves and distorts and you trap the problem in the middle where you can't do anything with it. So that was chased through from this side through to the other side. That one's welded in. This one's going to get welded in today. Slightly different animal, which I'll explain in a moment. But once those two repair pieces are welded in, we'll then have a completely solid base on which to build away to put the new lid on, and that will be good as new. And that is how you do that.
Why did you want this recording?
Is it not recording?
No.
Oh well.
It is.
I did say I would explain the difference between welding the front repair piece in the crossmember and the back one. And the difference was, I thought the forward face of the crossmember was hard against the aluminium honeycomb sheet that forms the rear bulkhead. And that if I was to weld through the steel, it would then denature the adhesive, not only in the honeycomb, but that was holding the honeycomb to the crossmember. But as it turned out, there's a little gap, which I didn't know was there. And this seems to be because the angle of the bulkhead is ever so slightly different to the angle of the crossmember. So they run out like that slightly. So there's only adhesive along that bottom edge where it touches, which left an air gap so I could weld all the way along. I had thought I'd need rivets in there, but we never did. So that was the difference that I promised to explain. The other thing I'm not sure I explained properly is that as well as being welded sideways into the crossmember, it's also welded down into the top of what remains of that flange. So where it is possible to get a hold of that, we've got a hold of that as well. And then it's been dressed flat. You just had a cameo part in the last film, Rich. You just dived in, grabbed him off the bench and dived out.
Dive out again.
Yeah, let's see the mug.
Wrong bridge.
Oh, Rover's finest. This is Richie, by the way.
Right.
You've not finished that thing yet, Rich?
No.
No.
Metros. Don't buy a Metro, people.
No, I bought one.
Yeah.
Terrible thing.
Awful car.
Awful car. We'll have to come through and video you in a minute. Oh, that's another thing one or two people have said. They've said, is that a T16 through there?
Yes.
Yes. Shall we come next door and show them a 6R4 as well, just to be really annoying?
I know, it doesn't look like much of a 6R4, does it?
Just to the untrained eye.
Yeah.
Just to the
Come
untrained
and have a
eye.
look, yeah.
We'll have a look in a minute.
Almost correct 6R4.
There's no such thing as a correct 6R4.
Tell me about it. Right, I'm going to start chopping it up.
Jolly good.
Metro 6R4. Obviously.
Obviously.
Tracks a looking mess.
Yeah, it's obviously a 6R4.
Yeah. Definitely doesn't look like I've wasted a year. We're getting there.
We are also going to do a bit more work in this corner, because this is our kind of little experimental playground to work out what works and what doesn't. You'll recall the King's resin experiment. We're going to do a bit more of that over here. Start to put some of the strength back in there. And we've also had the parts, the steel work for both sides out of the sills. That's been the better blast. It's been cleaned up so we can get a proper look at that and see what needs to be done to bring that back into service. So quite a lot to get on with.
So you're going to take the resin all just to there, and then we'll cut this piece out here.
Yeah, I was thinking if we do the resin from the crossmember to about level with where the back of the, that's where the bodywork fits on. So if we go about level with that, and then we can still pry that open and we can recore backwards. Right. Oh, guess what I've had this week?
Go on.
Why don't you just make a new one?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Is that a good idea?
I do not think
when have we ever just made a new one? So that's all clamped together. Inch ply on the outside. Half-inch ply on the inside. Spreader down the hole, which has pulled the panel flat-ish. You can't really see this, but there's a slight bow in the panel there, but it's a big bow and it's not clamped. So hopefully, when we put the King's resin down the spout, that's going to consolidate 2/3 of that panel and make it solid again.
Last time we used 20 grams, 24 grams total product for 6 inches, both bearing in mind.
Where did I get 7 grams from? Did I just make that up? Well, why don't you mix up 24 and we'll start here, see what we get to, and then if we can do something, if it all starts to pour out, there's no point having stuff mixed and... Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. I'm dribbling.
You're dribbling?
Long before my age.
It can happen to any man, especially of our age. The middle-aged YouTubers here. You're in charge of this job now, do you realise? Yeah. There's no one else going to be allowed to mix the King's resin.
I was going to say, nobody handles the King's resin like you do.
No, John's got this down.
He's got the right hands for it.
Yeah. Isn't it marvellous? You know, somebody just takes a job, makes it their own, and you don't have to think about it anymore.
But it's not like John, because nobody waits till the very end and touches it and
It
claims it.
touches it and claims it, yeah, I forgot about that.
Because this is
My job.
so expensive, I don't.
Oh, that's what
Oh,
it
is that what it is?
Yeah. Afraid to let anybody else touch it in case it goes to waste.
What's the what?
Oh, it doesn't.
Hey!
Half an hour.
Draft extruder's down.
Half an hour before it starts.
Rules are tight.
Was that the roller shutter? The draft extruder crashing to earth, was it? Yeah.
This is our experiment with the King's resin. You gonna take it a bit, Sims?
Yeah.
Come on then. Get a bit, see what it's done. Come to the clamps. Whereas Richie's crashing and banging on his 6x4 next door.
Bang, bang.
It's worse than when the wind was blowing on Saturday.
It's too many clamps,
Not
man.
too many clamps, it's just the right number of clamps.
Right, what
How many
the
we had
heck's
to
going
use?
on with this one?
It's back to front so it pushes. I think we need to shut that door.
Lamp number 4.
4. Push the little lever towards me.
Oh, I don't like this.
It'll go bang and get your fingers.
I really don't like this.
It's not impossible.
I really don't like this job. It's gonna fire back at me.
Do you want me to do that one? What you do is you press that there. But it is quite tight because what happened was there was a bow in the panel and we clamped it really hard to push the bow out before we put the glue in the hope that when we took the clamps off the bow would have gone. So that is pretty stiff. You weren't going to get that. Yeah, you weren't going to get that by hand. I can see what your problem was.
I wanna do the rest.
You want to do the rest?
Yeah.
Come on and pull that bit off. Hey! Go straight to that edge. Look at that. Will the big piece come off the front?
We'll see. Not
I
easily.
suspect that's a bit stuck. Yeah, this is properly stuck itself on. No, there it goes.
I could have done that. I do not trust me.
No, I just didn't know how to do it. Like, I've got wood permanently installed. There we go. Now that Richie stopped grinding momentarily, what do you think of the resin repair?
It's very impressive. It's very sturdy.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah. It's still a bit sticky,
Well,
but that's resin for you. I can play the drums on it.
you happy with that?
Yeah, it's very good, and it's very straight as well, which
It
is
is very
exactly what you want.
Yes, it is very straight.
So it's very impressive. I'm
Success!
Yay!
Yay! Well, there you have it. Not leaps and bounds of visual progress, but you can see where we're going. We've taken a few more baby steps. Next week we'll have some more glue and rivets and materials and some different things to try. We've done some work on better fixings for the floor, so we can show you that. Hope you enjoyed kind of meeting the crew a little bit and watching some of the silly carry on. We're all family here in the Bluebird Project, and seeing some of the sneaky other projects that we've got going on in the workshop. I know Richie's 6R4 build is already on YouTube somewhere, so you can probably find that, or I'll try with one of those links. If you've liked watching, please press the subscribe button, which I now know is over there, and dive into the comments. Let us know what you like, and more importantly, let us know what you don't like, and we can try and improve wherever you suggest. And in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, much appreciated, and we'll see you on the next one.